Like, say you had to start over again at like zero. Like, is there anything you would do differently? Like,
No.
no?
No.
Good.
No. I don't want to say it like just because it would sound inspiring, but no.
Yeah.
It's really a no, because just like what I said, because I also have this kind of mantra or principle where for you, before you become the best version of who you are, you had to go through the worst.
Chito, man, so happy to be here with you. Thank you for making the time.
It's an honor.
And it sounds like we just got you before you started traveling. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, so we got you just in time. I wanted to start by saying I loved your Dartport video. I saw it on your Facebook and your Insta, and I love that drone shot of you.
Yeah.
And it just looks like you have like the whole island to yourself. It's just such a
yes.
Yeah, it's just such a beautiful shot. And then
so did you go there because of my video?
that was part of the inspiration. That honestly was part of the inspiration for sure. We did go last weekend and met with Darwell, and it was just really fun to learn about the community. So how was that experience for you doing the filming?
It wasn't really a filming for me. It was like I did it just for fun.
Okay.
Because my pure intention was just really to take a break.
Yeah.
And because I've been scouting for beach resorts that are not too crowded during Holy Week, because it gets crazy during the Holy Week in the Philippines. So I had to talk to my friends in Davao Oriental. So we decided to just, let's go to Dartport. There is a sort of like a private area in Dartport where we can just relax, and we don't get to see a lot of people. And then my friend told me that Puhada Island is not too crowded at that time. So like we had to take the opportunity right about go to Puhada Island for an overnight.
Yeah.
So it really did look like we had the island just for us.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was there. And I know what you mean about the Holy Week, because we were there during that time, and even the creek was like a lot more crowded than usual. But it was fun. We got to see people and just kind of see.
But did you like it there?
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. I learned a lot, and people are so nice here.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Do you find that there is nice on the beach if you're approaching somebody, like with filming?
It's even if I'm not filming, if somebody
just talking.
if somebody approaches, I'd be really happy, and to see my I don't call them fans because I don't really consider myself as a celebrity, but let's just say my supporters. But there are really times when I just really want to be alone and just reflect and kind of. I'd sometimes wish that how I wish people would just respect my private. Wow, I don't want to sound like I'm such a big thing, but they're really, especially during the Holy Week. Like I just really want to reflect, and I just want to be with, let's just say, my family or my friends.
Yeah.
And like it's like a private time for me. But if someone approaches, it's not really a problem.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing to have, your interactions with people, and then sometimes we need to recharge, like just alone in complete silence without people. And to be able to do that outside is a blessing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I am certainly sharing, my experiences working and traveling abroad in the Philippines here. And I had a question for you. What is a phrase that an American traveling here, maybe for work, like what should we know in Visayan?
If an American comes to Davao for work, what should be the phrase that they should learn?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I could only think of a few, but maybe one is asa ang lami diri.
Asa?
It's like asking a local, asa ang lami diri.
That is a great one. How do you say work anywhere?
Work anywhere. Asa lami diri magtrabaho.
Yeah.
Trabajo is work.
I know Spanish, some Spanish. I'm
Yeah.
not claiming to be a fluent expert, but there's some similarities between
That's right.
Visaya and Espanol. It's
Filipino in general. We have a lot of Filipino words that are derived from Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish words.
Yeah.
So asa lamig diri magtrabaho. So where's the best spot that I can work here?
Yeah.
So.
That's beautiful, man.
Let me.
I was looking at your Instagram recently because I follow you, and
did you follow me?
Yeah.
I didn't notice. Sorry.
Yeah.
I have to follow back.
Okay. I have to, study you before I talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instagram is not really like my main platform. It's just it's more of like that's where I dump some of my reels and some of my like photos because I don't really want to post a lot of photos on my main platform, which is Facebook.
Yeah.
So
actually, it may have been Facebook. I'm still learning all these different platforms. Like what's a TikTok and a reel?
If you're in the Philippines,
you
should focus on Facebook and TikTok.
Facebook,
because there are so many Facebook users in the Philippines.
But what I like, what you said, one of your posts that was recent, you said something about don't be too thirsty, like don't say yes to everything.
Yes.
I love that mentality because you can't say yes to everything.
Exactly.
So I wanted to ask you, like, being who you are, influencer, celebrity, how do you decide, like? Or maybe not. I don't know.
Celebrity. I'm not comfortable with that. Okay. Let's just say.
You have over 1 million followers. So.
Let's just say content creator.
Yeah, content creator. Okay, we'll call it that. So, how do you decide which opportunities to say yes to?
Well, I didn't really. How do I say it? It's like, because before when I was starting. When my community was just starting to grow, when I had like 100,000 followers on Facebook, then 200,000, 300,000, that was the time when I just accepted almost everything.
Yeah.
Because at some point in 2018, I got so burned out. That was my, the peak of my career when I started getting a lot of projects, a lot of proposals. So I was kind of in the mainstream that time. So I had to say yes to everything because, wow, it's too good to be true. Like, I'm sorry, like it's money. When you say project, when you say endorsement, it's money. So I had to say yes because, that was my only bread and butter that time. I quit my corporate career for creating content. So I had to say yes to everything, only to realize that it will only make me depressed. So to do everything. It's like, because before, when I started creating content, I was doing it because of passion. I was doing it because that's what I love to do. Until it became like I had to create contents because I was paid to do so. You get what I mean? Because I said yes to everything. So my contents are no longer authentic. It's no longer me.
Coming from your
passion. Exactly. Yeah. It's no longer, let's just say, my brand, my image. So I had to create contents because I was paid to do so. So I got burned out. And so I kind of quit social media for a while. And that was like my biggest lesson. So when I hit 1 million followers, that's when I realized that I cannot say yes to everything. Because it will eventually lose my essence as a content creator. People follow me because of my contents, because of what I deliver, not because of the ads that they are not supposed to see. You get what I mean? So you can't say yes to everything. That's why I posted that quote on Instagram. And there's something really controversial right now in the Philippines, and that is a lot of content creators, let's just say mega influencers who have millions of followers, and they are endorsing a betting app.
A betting app.
Yeah, it's like a gambling gaming app, and and for me personally, I don't want to promote gambling.
Yeah,
especially when you don't really know your audience. Maybe a 15-year-old guy is watching the video, and I don't want to teach the younger generation
set that
gambling.
example.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and it became a bait to a lot of content creators because it's really a big money. You know, you promote our betting app and you'll get thousands, hundreds of thousands of pesos. That's how big it is. So it's really tempting in a way, but that's exactly what I meant by you just can't say yes to everything because it eventually, you know, it's gonna make you lose your essence as to why you're there in social media. So
Absolutely. So could you take us back a little bit, because you have background in DJing and radio, and I'm curious, how did you go from that to basically building your own self-employed business and your own digital brand? Like, how did you make that transition, and how did you make that decision?
Before I worked at the corporate in Manila, so I started working as a DJ barker at a club here in Davao. So that's like my training ground. So it's not entirely me talking, but it's just like barking. That's why they call it DJ barker, because you bark like, "Welcome to blah 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 bar," and you promote the drinks and all that, and you play some music, but not really the mixer. But it's just like you mix, but not using the whatever gadget for DJ is. But you play music. That's how I started until I quit my studies in college and went to General Santos. It's one of the cities here in Mindanao, and that's when I applied as a DJ, because ever since I thought I felt like I had the skills to do public speaking. It's like it's part of me to do public speaking. So I auditioned, I got the job as a DJ, and then the transition it was not intentional for me to jump from the radio industry to the social media industry or the digital industry. It took quite a while. So after I worked as a DJ, I went back to school, but I thought it wasn't for me. So I went to Manila to work at in the corporate. And so I worked there for almost 10 years. That's where I get most of my experience. And then when I think during my last year in Manila, that's when I discovered that creating content could be really fun. And it was the start of it was in 2016. It was the start of the vlogging era in the Philippines. Like vlogging is a mainstream thing.
That's video blogging, right?
Yeah, video blogging. So, and for me, even when I started creating contents, it was unintentional. I didn't even know what vlogging was. I didn't even know what trending was. I didn't even know the word viral. So when I posted a video, it was just for fun. It got viral, and because when I uploaded it, I went to work, and then after, because I got too busy, and then when I checked my phone after a few hours, I already got a lot of notifications and a lot of missed calls from my friends, and then I finally received one call and said like, "Dude, you're viral," and I was like, "What's viral?" It's like you're trending. You're all over. You're all over you're all over Facebook. So it got viral, and that's when I discovered that it could be my thing. Because when I was a kid, I always dreamed of becoming a TV host. Not exactly as an actor, but a TV host, a journalist, and I took that opportunity. So I quit my corporate career, came back here to Davao, and then started my journey as a content creator.
I love it.
So that's how it started.
That is beautiful. Would you consider the viral moment to be your breakthrough moment, like where you knew, where it was like a moment of validation or learning that kind of pushed you forward?
I will not really consider it as a breakthrough, but sort of like a learning point for me. Because when that video became viral. It was very controversial. I was talking about our language here in Davao. We have what we so call the Davao Konya. It's a different style. It's like a kind of language that evolved from two languages, which is Bisaya, our language, and then Tagalog, or the general Filipino language. Because some locals in Davao would they would mix Tagalog and Bisaya. And some of them would do it intentionally for them to sound that they are they are rich kids, because most of these speakers during that time would come from Ateneo, which is a how do we categorize Ateneo? It's like
expensive school.
Yeah, it's like an expensive school.
Okay.
That's my school.
Your school and my school as well. I went to Ateneo at one point. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're Konya, I know. But I wasn't really against the language because I know that language started because there are a lot of, let's just say, there are students from Cotabato who speak that way, and it's their natural way of speaking because in Cotabato, it's like a mix of different cultures, from Ilonggo to from people in Manila, until they kind of mixed the different languages.
Gotcha.
And these kids, when you say you're from Cotabato, it means that you're really rich, because you came from Cotabato, you come to Davao to study in Ateneo, so it means they are really rich kids. So what happened is that some people in Davao who are like, let's just say, 100% Bisaya, and just because they think it's cool to speak that way, they would try to speak that way. And so anyway, that was just like, that was my point of view. It's like it wasn't their natural language, and they were trying to speak that way. That's why it became controversial. People's reactions were mixed.
It go viral.
Exactly, because some of them would agree, some of them would disagree, which I also realized I was wrong for doing that. So it was a learning, because I have to admit that language is really evolving. So why would you protest if people are speaking that way? If they're comfortable speaking that way, so be it. So I had to learn it over the years. That because I wasn't a content creator at that time, I just uploaded a video about it. Right. So that's when
it was gonna have
exactly. So that's when I realized, like, okay, I just can't create a content, or I just can't upload a video. So I cannot consider it creating a content because I wasn't a content creator. So I thought I just can't upload a video that would spark a controversy, and because I don't want to be that kind of person. So it was a learning point for me. So when I started uploading more, because people started to ask for more videos from me, so when I started uploading, I thought I had to upload a video in a way that will just entertain. So I had to, like, nonsense videos just to make people laugh. So that's how it started, until I realized that I could make money out of it. But it wasn't really my intention. It wasn't my intention to make money out of it. It's because I loved the feeling of like me being able to reach Bisaya people from where I was, because I was in Manila, and then I was able to connect with my fellow Bisaya say community. So it was, for me, it was like, it was inspiring and it was fun, and it's not even about because I wanted to be so famous, although I kind of wanted to be famous. But it wasn't really the main intention. It was just really more of, it felt so fun being able to relate to different Visaya people just by uploading a video. So that's when it started getting big.
So it was controversial, but it kind of helped you to chart the direction of where your content was going to go. So is there anything else that has kind of helped influence the direction of your content, or what are your videos, what are the content topics that you mostly cover?
During that time, when my community was just starting to grow, honestly, there was no direction. And it was, and that's what I keep on sharing to my community, especially those who want to start creating contents, that sometimes you can't really tell whether it's for you.
Right.
It's just that for me, everything was just random. If I felt like uploading this kind of topic, I'd upload it.
Yeah.
But although I did get pressured for a time, because I thought, it was like, because I also thought of that, like, what is my direction exactly? How do I want to be known? Because I was like all over the place.
Yeah.
There are seasons where I would upload Visayan contents, and then I would feel like, because I also thought, like, I can speak English, so why not upload videos in English?
Yeah.
And then it would go viral, but it's like people would get fed up, I think, and I'm not really so sure. So for the process was really it was not clear.
Right.
It was just like, it wasn't really like white and black. It was gray for me.
Yeah.
So I never really had a direction. I was lost. I was like all over the place, and for me, I think that's what made me be in a place where I am right now, to finally know your direction. Because it was when I realized that when I decided to pursue a talk show, that's when I finally knew that talk show is really for me.
Yeah. Well,
So,
and
the
with talk
chit-chat.
show, you can't always plan everything, right?
Exactly.
There's trending topics.
Exactly.
There's things in the news. So you have to sometimes, I think, weigh in
Exactly.
and add your voice to the discussion that's already out there. You can't just completely chart your own direction. I love that.
So
Talk show.
Chit Chat is like, it's now my.
That's the name of your show, right?
It's now the name of my show, and but again, I just wanna highlight that I can't be where I'm at right now, which is having a talk show, a Bisaya talk show. If I didn't really go through a lot of crazy moments, a lot of questioning of who I really was, who should I be in social media. So it's really part of the process. Getting lost is always part of the process, and I think that's what makes it really fun. Because
and creative.
Exactly, because whenever I look back at my contents, sometimes I'd cringe, but sometimes I'd laugh because really I created this content.
I don't remember saying that. Yeah.
So,
if there was anything, like say you had to start over again at like 0, like you never would have to do that. But if you did, is there anything you would do differently? Like
no.
Good.
No, I don't want to say it like just because it would sound inspiring, but no.
Yeah.
It's really a no, because just like what I said, because I also have this kind of mantra or principle where, for you, before you become the best version of who you are, you had to go through the worst. So, and because it's even in not in social media, but my life in general, I had to go through worst before I could be. I'm not saying like I'm the best, but it's like this is the best version of myself now. So it's also similar to my journey as a content creator.
Right.
I had to be all over the place before I could finally realize that this is exactly what I should be doing.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not gonna. I didn't regret. I didn't regret.